absolute nightmare. You're all over the map. They can't contest with the swarm. Heroes like Ringmaster just die. They have no way of fighting back, so this is a perfect opportunity to get a big swarm going, but there's a good delta split on Runa team's side. He hasn't even leveled it up yet.
Yeah, that's a little bit much of a good thing. A level 1 swarm is you don't want to go into the lane like that, unfortunately.
Yeah. Because that's the thing. They do go for Swarm level 1 on Weaver with this, because if you get the Hive Mind facet and you connect it on 3, 4, or 5 heroes and you get a fight going,
Before the horn.
you will enter the lane as level 2. And you can't be contested with. You're constantly harassing your
No,
opponent. You
absolutely
can
not.
bring in some mono regen, get a mango, get a clarity going. You can Shikuchi poke for an extra 100 damage anytime you want. You can secure range creeps. And then, of course, the swarm itself, which amplifies the damage that you're doing because it's chewing your armor away. So Weaver 4 is probably my second favorite support to play after Lesh 4. Those are my two favorites right now.
You like doing the deeps. And you like being fast. Dang, that is a
It's just about
large
the
army
freedom.
into the top
That
lane.
is a large army indeed, making its way. Couple boars, a satyr, zoning out the gyrocopter with no regen in his inventory, so he's already down to half HP. Shakiro's going to have to provide with the rest. But the idea of why I like playing the Weaver and the Leshrac is because you get to play the lane differently compared to your traditional lane supports.
They're very much a threat from the get-go. Let's see then here about threats from the get-go. Make you cool up first Ethereal. Should be alright on the Tiny, but I don't actually see any way that you stop the Lesh from farming here either.
Yeah, Lesh is quite mono-dependent in this particular matchup, so you gotta time your moments for Diabolic Edict, and regarding that ability, Glyph usage is your best friend as the opponent for Lesh. So you want to hug the creep wave, make sure that that Edict is hitting more than just one single target. Because what Edict does at level 1 is 400 pure damage. No reductions. Luckily, Tiny is a zero armor hero with a lot of HP, so he fits into this matchup pretty well. He shrugs off most of that. But you can do the maths on how strong Edict is later on. Like, do a quick open your calculator, 40 times 34 at rank 4. And you're doing like, what, 1300 damage, something like that? Yeah, 1360 to be exact.
Thank you for that. Oof. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a hard time breathing right now. If you don't hear a lot from me.
Oh, that's completely fine. I understand. Yeah, we have a cold season happening in Finland right now, so understandable. Woke up this morning as well, super early. Like, man, we really have had like the worst summer. First, we went from like the regular 15, 16 degrees into suddenly 25 to 30 without the time to adjust. So as a Finnish person, when we're without a t-shirt during the winter season, you can imagine what happens when it's like 30 degrees Celsius on positive. And then
melts.
that heat wave ended, and now we've just rapidly gone from like 17 degrees to 4 in just the course of one day. So your body just doesn't have time to adapt. So yeah, everybody's getting sick.
It does not. Work out on the top lane. Trying to save all his boars and failing.
Yeah, lanes are looking pretty good for everyone. Everyone's getting their share of the farm. Nothing really happening on any of the lanes to be particularly accurate. You're like Tiny and Flash are just going to farm this mid lane. There's probably not much to watch there.
Yeah. If anything happens, it's definitely going to be bot lane, right? That Chen has no real defenses around him except for maybe, you know, a net from one of these trolls. And there's definitely a lot of killing and chasing power on a Weaver Marcy combination. So if I had to finger anybody for the first death of the game, it's going to be till the end.
And we'll see. Rare Gods as well on that Weaver wants to keep spamming the Swarm just to make sure that he's getting that extra experience. Stay ahead of everybody else. Hit level 6 to play aggressive. I mean, you already want to play aggressive on the hero, but you gotta respect that 15-second Shukuchi cooldown. While, if the mid laners ain't gonna kill each other's, then bring in a bit of backup. Nikki Cool gets the kill. Queasy with the Water Rune steal. Nikki also got the other Water Rune earlier for that, so that's gonna punish the Lesh for the first time.
Yeah, unfortunate for him.
Oh, Gyrocopter also
Immediately back
dropping
into the
dangerously
top lane.
low, but so is Alberca. The Rocket Barrage is hitting everything else except for the Beastmaster. He unleashes that big Magic Wand heal. So, a lot of trading back and forth, and with all of that Zoo dying out of the way, the Gyrocopter is pulling quite sizably ahead of that Beastmaster in terms of CS, while Anko, with the help of Rare Gods, will finally get the Chen. You were talking about the kill potential in bottom. Make it happen.
It was always going to happen there, and it might still again. Nesphere, there's really nothing he can do except look at it as it happens. Of course, the time dilation is very good for his Weaver. That doesn't do anything until after the spells are used.
Yeah, but it's going to be a bit of a tricky target for them to focus on. You can always poke. You still got that Chen Satyr just burning up all your mana. Weaver really hates living without mana, so big reason why you built that vessel in the first place. Have some source of mana regen in your inventory, because generally you don't have any item outside of Core Weaver Falcon Blade. Don't really do that no support, so vessel fills that gap nicely.
No, the Falcon Blade was very welcome, in fact, because before that, I think people used to go Lincoln Sphere partially just because of the mana regeneration. It was a sad time.
Yeah, it was a sad time, and sad times as well for this Lesh, right? Because Queasy has done that same move twice now, and Runa team have found 2 big kills for the Tiny to help him start his own snowball. Now 700 gold ahead of the Leshrac, who was still pretty 50-50 in terms of CS. Still is, as both are tied at 31.
Still is.
And Alberca's getting body blocked like mad in the top lane. So, whoa. With Rare Gods and their support, Jakiro. Can't pronounce his name, unfortunately. I think that's Hatred.
Meshta? Is that Ish? I don't know. No, it's not Ish.
Yeah, should be Hatred or HTRD. That is the same player.
I used to be able to read Cyrillic, but it's been too long.
It's been a while.
Yes.
You are forgiven. I never learned.
I have a spreadsheet somewhere with common Russian words so I can hear what my team's actually talking about.
I mean, Astini's been going on about that as well, right? Like, he talked with Cap and Insania on the All Chat podcast about communication with the team, that he's learned. Like, he's a language enthusiast, so he likes to learn different languages, even a little bit. So he's found a way to communicate with his team where he's picking up keywords of what they're saying while they're playing, and he can actually understand what they're going after, but he cannot talk the language. So
no, exactly. But that understanding, especially because listen, we all speak Dota here. You know the patterns of what people should be talking about, and it makes it so much easier to connect to what they're actually saying.
You have a source of common interest.
Exactly, and a source of common knowledge.
Big fight happening in the triangle as Nikki Cool will finally be targeted here. Take down the Tiny, take over the triangle, prevent that hard camp from being accessed. So Alberca's going to have to back away, and now you can see Weaver's hit level 6. Already used that time lapse once.
Earn charges at the ready. He's going to be a problem. And especially for this Beastmaster as well, he stepped out of the lane. One of the problems is that, you get very tanky with that Helm of Iron Will very early, but if you have overwhelming amounts of magical damage, say a Jakiro and then perhaps a Weaver nips him, you're still gonna die. Mid.
So is the Weaver, because he did not anticipate this move.
Overwhelming magic damage. Nikki Cool's still having a great game.
Chrono in bottom, they're gonna catch Anko. We'll load up with the Mortimer's Kisses, burn up the Marcy. Nesphere, well, Queasy takes this one. It's the first kill Nesphere gets to be a part of.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
dummies are slowly coming online. Void has one. East almost has his. Marcy has the recipe in the stash. There's going to be a
Look
lot
at
of
that.
zoo in this
The
game.
Dominator takes over the troll, or immediately laying into the tower.
Yep.
9 damage
Snare
from the
Hill
rally.
Troll here as well, which I think he's microing actively right now. Locking in the Marcy after that jump in. And that is a catch that they'll happily take. Nikki Cole with the toss play. And a level 6 Marcy that doesn't get to use Fleeting Fury. That's a real bummer. This is the timing. The first real timing on this hero is hitting level 6 because your facet activates. So now not having access to it. Just getting blown up right away. Back-to-back deaths. No TP for him. Quick unleash of the call down. And Gyro first hit bash by Nesphere. And another easy catch for them. But they're trying to fight back here at least with the Leshrac, the Hellbear. Hellbear dies, then that's an extra attack buff for everybody around here on the Dire team. Snap's running away, applying that minus armor on the Lesh. Tiny throwing in a 3 toss right after. One more hit will finish off the Disco Pony. Roar also landed onto the Chikiro. Runa team are making short work of this re-engagement, and this is a hell of a chain feed, I'm gonna say, because Anko, Woe, Ethereal, Meshta have all died in trade of just a Snapfire going for the Weaver. And
The overchase.
I'll put Anko twice.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The coming back in on Anko where he did was, I guess, forgivable. Like, Toss is forced repositioning. Sometimes they're just going to manage to screw you with that. But here, no, you're not getting this, Void, surely. Maybe
with a
if
Weaver
have
you
robots
can.
there,
I mean,
yeah, I think you
if
can.
you had the vessel ready, which he desperately would have needed already by now, maybe that would have happened, but it's time. Now Ethereal's getting burnt up. Nikki Cool following up on that. Mortimer's Kisses burning that Disco Pony to a crisp. 4 deaths on Ethereal. They just can't get their cores online at all. Both Anko and Ethereal are in a slump.
Yep, and the worst part is that now that Tiny has a Blink Dagger, he hasn't really even had to do anything in order to get it. If your Lesh felt like he was fragile before, he's just never, ever going to be able to show his face again, all the way up through the Gibby.
Just think about the battle they had versus Nemiga, the team that came through the second open qualifier, and how well Youngji kind of went through versus Nikki Cool. And now Nikki is already 6-1-2, part of 8 of the 9 kills in the first 11 minutes, top of net worth as a mid laner. Everything's going according to plan, and maybe even better than that.
Tiny, this big, this early, it's so scary. Look at this. Whoop!
World's your oyster. 5 deaths on your mid laner now. It pretty much is. I would not even argue against that. I think Flesh is just out.
Like, and how do you even adapt on that hero? It's not like you can switch into some kind of utility-based build. Like, he's trying. He's actually switching into the Athos, which is, yeah, sure, that's your best possible option, but...
Bird doesn't get the chance for the time lapse. It's actually on cooldown, so no way out of this one. But yeah, I mean, that Lesh going for a Rod of Atos is not going to solve your problems, really. So he's been demoted to pause 4, and the Marcy and the Weaver are going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting in the next few minutes, because RC BKB is a must-have. Gotta get that first, then you can start working on your damage items, and I think Marcy has to fill in that hole now, which is Leshrac's damage output. Potentially go maybe Basher, maybe even like an early Crystallis, if it's the right game for it, maybe even an Aghanim's. But Aghanim's isn't really a source of damage, it's more of a tool of sustaining the fights a bit longer. Preventing a crucial spell going off.
And the question is, since you don't have a mid laner anymore now, who is going to buy the space for you to safely get those items? You're going to have to keep risking yourself.
Weaver did get a very nice time lapse off there. Nick of time. Nikki Cool dodging the ice path. Queasy Alberca nearby. Can they group up for a fight? Chen is bringing in all the auras, but that's a massive amount of AoE damage, and he almost does the gyrocopter, but Ethereal is there to apply the Edict damage and canceling that snap ulti with the initial stun. Alberca forced to roar, and Anko gets the grab on the Beastmaster, pulls him straight back in, and that's a Marcy grabbing her second kill of the game.
Okay. Well,
That
as it
tiny
turns
streak.
out, yeah, if you get the tiny streak, you remove the Beastmaster as well, who made the top lane his kingdom. You now get to shove him out, you get to take down the mid tower. Your problems suddenly don't look so bad, but my question is, how does that happen in the first place? Because Tiny should not be offering himself up like that, all by his lonesome.
It was all Rare Gods getting time-lapse off at 50 HP. Back to full, and I was like, alright, we're good to go. They spent everything. Go, go, go.
Yeah. All that time and effort wasted.
He's under vision, and Gyrocopter TP'd home because it was afraid that the Tiny might run into him. He also spots Rare Gods around, so he'll dodge the Weaver, he'll get out. I think the one target for Rare Gods is either you're playing together with your team as a Weaver, or you just make Chen's life misery. While Hero's pretty easy.
Oh, yeah, yes. He's an easy grab as well. Absolutely. I think following the Chen around is a really good use of your time. Nibble on his creeps, give vision on where he is, constantly threaten him with the potential that Marcy is going to come out of the woodwork and murk him. Marcy doesn't even have to be here. The Chen just needs to be afraid of his damn life.
I didn't actually know that the Satyr Tormentor is giving this much HP regen. Because I remember it was like 3 or 5. It's 11. So
wait, what?
Chen has 20 HP per second. I thought it was way less than what it actually is. Ethereal.
I remembered 5 as well. Well, shit, man.
Routine kill here, but yeah, that's a crazy amount of HP regen. Maybe the Weaver's not killing the Chen after all. Alberca, meanwhile, being bullied by the Weaver himself. Nesphere ready to drop the Chrono if needed, because oh, there's a Jakiro inside there too. Tiny Airlines at your service. Well planned fight. Toss him in the Chrono, land the Snapfire ulti on 2. Get a triple for Queasy. Queasy's really celebrating with kills, but at the same time, Nesphere, where did your team go? It's like, whoops.
Yeah, that team backed off. I mean, Alberca is in no shape to fight whatsoever.
No. He's not going to stick around, but bit of tunnel vision there, I'd say.
Yeah, just Woe and Anko huddling together in the trees. Well, we're going to see some hops here.
Talk about a real wrestling match. Full Nelson here, body slam there.
Yeah. Tiny coming out on top.
Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out.
From the top with a, well, not a steel chair.
That's the one.
That's a Tiny with an Echo Saber now.
Oh,
kind of didn't, yeah. But well, I mean, it really does secure your scaling into the mid to late game as a physical damage dealer as well, but it really depends on how you want to play your Tiny, right? Because a lot of people just stay in the utility / magic damage region
just smoked
instead.
under a ward. Weaver's gonna pop these smokes, at least the Chen and the Chen army. You're not gonna find anybody. We'll run into the rest, but I think this was maybe a bit of an unnecessary move, though. At least they know where they are, so yeah, they're not going to do anything with that info. They just call it off. Like, we can't just march on a high ground like the Weaver just did. Good play, backfired. Tiny's already on the hunt for the next one. Whoa, he's right next to him, and maybe now he's going to realize that there's vision, but it's an Individual Gyrocopter that shows up out of nowhere. Queasy, he's got Mortimer's Kisses in 1 second. Chen heal comes out. Tiny's at half HP. Alberca is right nearby. And Tiny's got 31.1 HP regen. They just don't go through that. Alberca almost getting in range with that Hurricane from the Wildwing Ripper to land a Roar. So Kalmychata is going to get the reset from there. But yeah, like, that is so much HP regen. I think this is like ridiculous numbers of sustain.
It's nutty. You see like 20, 30 HP popping up in green numbers next to him.
300 HP in 10 seconds.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Weaver getting a glut of EXP off of that.
Yep. He's enjoying.
A lot of vision as well, but he
storm.
can't do anything.
Weaver is like one of the top level heroes in the game right now. Okay, this time around he doesn't get caught by the avalanche. He's gonna get the vessel off, but again, it's a hero with a lot of experience, and if you're giving these kills away for your opponent, they're also gonna rebound with more experience of their own because of the kill bounty. Kill like a level 20 support Weaver with just the vessel, you're gonna like, as a Chen, you're like, oh, I got 3 levels.
Hell yeah.
He's got to really... I know he has to play the sacrificial pawn, but some of these Weaver moves, I think he's just not respecting how quickly Runa team are... how quickly they can collapse on top of each other's and just delete a hero.
The fact that this Beastmaster also has been able to go for Aghanim Scepter without Kalmychata really slowing him down, and they're looking for him right now.
It's a very long one. They do have Runa team heroes around. They're just going to isolate. The Beast is not going to be taking part in this fight. If they can find someone and they go straight for the Tiny, the Zoo is right on top of him. Anko is right there. They've already dropped the Gyro down to half HP, getting burnt up by Queasy, but Nikki Cool is down. Gyro's about to fall. He is out before he gets proper damage, and Anko is going to have to do the heavy lifting, but there's the Chrono from Nesphere. They're going to need to delete that Leshrac out of the way. The Void's going to have to jump away as well from the fight. Rare Gods is going to give him some chase here. Queasy is out. That's 2 heroes already dead from the side of Runa, and Alberca does have the Aegis, and he's got the drums working, doing a lot of damage, but it's not going to be enough necessarily, because now his stacks have reset completely, and he's doing no damage, and Kalmychata will find a big win. Not only just this, but if they have the resources, maybe they can also get the shard for themselves from that Tormentor, but I fear they're a bit too low. They'll just be happy to take this win. Look at the XP and gold that they gained. The experience mostly. 6,300. You've been on the receiving end in this game, Kips.
Yeah, this is what that... The way that they cut past that Beastmaster, leave the hero that you don't want to pump all your damage into, the hero that's got all of the sustain all the way outside. Instead, you grab their initiator. They couldn't have asked for a better start, and now, yeah, finally putting that Tormentor over the top here as well.
Can he find someone? Oh! He didn't see anybody directly behind the trees. It could have maybe caught the Weaver.
Yeah. Listen, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it seems like Leshrac's game is back on.
Yeah, he survived the whole fight. He was in a Chrono, being hit by a Void. Is being buffed by the Beastmaster army and the Chen army, and he's not dying. And then they killed the Beast that had full stacks. I think this is like, yeah. I never should jump the gun and say this hero is just out of this game completely, because I felt like there's a chance, but it has to come from either mistakes or some really improbable possibility. And then I forget we're casting close qualifiers where everything is actually possible again. It's not the tier 1 Dota where it's like, yeah, we know how this works out now, but you know, anything's possible.
I think the thing you gotta keep in mind, and I'm happy to do this. I'm happy to just say this man's game is over when it's not in his hands anymore, whether or not he's gonna come back into this game. And it wasn't. It's a combination of really good play from his team. Like, especially I was highlighting Anko, like, hey, how are you going to become the mid lane core in this game while also having to do an offlaner's work? And that's exactly, he's been both active and farmy, and he's been doing a phenomenal job.
Giving them a chance to stretch this game further. I mean, Gyrocopters, top of net worth. Tiny does have this. He does have this right-click build as a mid-tiny, so in the long run, you will have another source of damage to help out with this Faceless Void. So right now, it might feel a bit awkward to have an Echo Saber, but he doesn't need that instant injection of extra damage. He'll be more of an insurance for later. Alberca, danger zone. 3v1.
Gone.
Leave it for the Lush.
Yep. And they're running into trouble now with Runa, where they have these massive zoos. They have used them to take down Roche. They've used them to take down the top 2 towers, but now you need to stay on the enemy side of the map with all of that pressure. Stay there, keep pushing, keep taking farm out of their hands. But they can't. They're splitting up too much. They keep on losing fights. And those armies are now things that need to be built back up every single time they die. Here, though, this Weaver scouted too far.
Say it's another info death. Found where they are.
Yeah, absolutely.
This Snapfire has. Can we for a moment look at the Radiant team hero statistics? Just in general, Nesphere has 0 kills. Alberca has 0 kills. Chen has 0 kills. It's Squeezy and Nikki who've got all 20. You're mid and you're 4.
Yeah. I mean, the way they've been timing these cookie jumps with the tiny tosses has been delightful.
Certainly the power of the Mortimer's Kisses showing. Is there a pipe coming up? We've got the Bloodstone Lesh. Marcy with the Basher. You don't really have like this pipe builder because you're playing with Marcy. So either a support's gonna do it or try to fill the gap with maybe some reflection, like Weaver Lotus. I think he played something like the Orchid Lotus in the previous game, if I mentioned correct during the draft.
He did.
Right. So yeah, he's got the Lotus queued up. Okay, so that fits in well.
Jakiro, meanwhile, pretty decent pipe carrier, but currently he's got the Aghanim Scepter queued up.
Yeah, might as well. He's already got the two second level macro pyre, so I'm okay with him going for a bit of a greedier build, especially with the Solar Crest already in his inventory. You got one iron for your team and one for yourself.
I would normally tell him like, hey, your Lesh already has got the whole damage thing covered, well, pure damage thing. But the thing is that you want to be able to lay down that macro pyre in the Chronosphere. If there's no Void on the other team, I'm going to be like, stop being greedy. But there is. So please, Jack, go ahead.
And it does make the game easier for Gyro to get flat cannon hits and the Marcy to chase targets, and same for the Lesh to get Diabolic Edict, because it does apply 60% slow on top of the pure damage with that Macropyre Ags. Reaver scouting in front, and looks like Kalmychata might run into them. Very narrow point for them to hold. Chrono coming out. Ice Path just perfectly timed by the Jakiro. So that takes away from that initial burst. The Roar comes in, and maybe they're going to get this Leshrac out of the way. But how much can they get in? Gyro finally getting into the fight. Till the end is down, and Marcy is dropping here. Nesphere will get that one out of the way. Nope, it's Queasy. He's taking another kill for himself. Nothing for the Void, as he's being bullied by Woe and Meshta, and now chasing the Jakiro. Another bash coming up, a toss from Tiny, secure another one, leaving that down to 2. And Weaver might be low, but this is where the Weavers excel the best, and he's giving chase to this Faceless Void. Getting vision.
Beastmaster still
close, and with the shard, is it enough? No. If he had something like a crit in his inventory, maybe with that shard, the Shukuchi run through him could have been enough for a kill, but not enough. You got 25 armor to burst through.
Gyro versus the world.
Gyro versus the world, indeed. He's got Satanic. He doesn't really have anything else except for the Crystallis, so got a Tiny. Sure, it's worth something, but that's the entire Kalmychata team dead.
That's a full wipe, isn't it? A really good initiation by Nicky Cool there. I thought for sure that his Blink was going to get disabled because he was so close to the enemy team already. He was not going to get that off, but instead they take down the Lesh early, allowing them to juggle the damage afterwards.
Yeah, that Jakiro involvement at the start of that Chronosphere was really good for getting a chance to win that fight.
Yeah,
because it bought time for Woe to get there.
I mean, can you imagine what happens if that was an Axe Macropyre? That fight is absolutely won.
Yeah, could have been that way. Top lane, Alberca gonna have to force the Roar onto the Lesh as they're chasing him. We'll just keep home. Sacrifice his own zoo for this.
Yep. And his rule over the top lane is over. It's been nearly 30 minutes, but He is no longer the king of the top lane. Runa team should be looking at that next Roshan, because Kalmychata already is.
Yeah, they're bringing in the numbers. Alberca's maybe going to join a bit late because he doesn't have that BKB. And Kalmychata thinking that East doesn't have BKB. It's a big enough window for us to take this. 80 rune on the Marcy, about to run out. Snapfire ulti into the pit with the Chronosphere. Ethereal only blinked so far to run into a Chen. Ice Path on a perfect position. Once again, Roche is down to 1,000 HP. Woe and Anko are probably just going to focus on taking down that Aegis, and a reset from Runa team. They have to deal with the bugs, deal with their position. Aegis is secured. You're able to get out before Queasy blinks in with the shotgun.
Absolutely remarkable that nobody dies there.
What a time
Nesphere.
Because you have the Roche roar, the roar of retribution damage, the increased damage debuff and everything going on there at the start of the fight. You got Chrono again, because you don't have BKB. Jakiro is just landing these perfect ice paths, anticipating where that Chrono is going to be. He knows where he's going to be going and landing it, so it takes a lot of guts to just understand this is where I need to put the ice path and not wait like 1 second for the animation to show and then throw the ice path. Like, I feel like he's already doing it.
He knows what's going to be. And then, of course, the Leshrac perfectly coming over the top. Too much damage for the Void to actually stand where he needs to. And that means that this time Kalmychata loses nobody right off the bat. And nobody at all in the end. Ags
Fights
on the
are
Tiny
going to
now.
change. Yeah, because the Axe on Tiny, the Crystallis is queued up. He's going to get the tree toss, the permanent tree grab for himself. I think this is a big turning point in the game where Tiny's build is starting to show a bigger impact. So you have 2 carries on Runa now.
Yeah, but you also need 2 carries here, because since the Void opted out of buying himself a BKB, and he's not doing nearly as much damage in these fights as he'd like to. You're gonna need somebody else to come in.
It does feel like Nesphere is more of the interrupter. Maybe he can bash the Lesh. 1, 2. No.
No. Never lucky.
24% chance. I mean, 2 more hits. Guaranteed it's done, right?
Yeah. That's how chances work.
That's how it works. Yeah, exactly.
Easy shot for Alberca. Extra Hawks. Not amazing this late in the game, but you'll take everything you get.
It will give him more drums of slum charges, right? So he'll regenerate faster. So if he's in a BKB and he doesn't die right away, maybe those extra attacks will help him build up faster. But what a play by Nikki Cool. Age is instantly gone. And Weaver is only now respawning. So they'll get a 5v4 fight. They'll just chrono the gyro. No second thoughts here. Just dropping the ice path on the Magnifier. But they're on the full chase here. Leshrac caught next. Has the Bloodstone and the shield. The shield's finally chewed through.
Here goes the army.
Deal with the Zoo. Marcy is trying to target Chen. Anko can delete this Chen in a matter of seconds if he wanted to. BKB also forced out. Still continues to bully till the end. He'll take him out. Rebound is also ready. Send it on Ethereal so they can get the run. Or the disengage more like Alberca with Tiny just nuke Meshta. Still on the same retreat.
Really interesting fight control there from Kalmychata, deciding that since they don't have a BKB over on the Tiny anymore, they might still be able to take it. And sure, that doesn't actually work out in the end, but that did buy them a whole lot of time off that Gyrocopter's respawn timer by just keeping the enemy engaged. If a Jakiro is all that's going to cost you and you get the Chen kill in the process as well, kill off most of the armies, yeah, that was really well played from them, I gotta say. Even though it looks, why are you still fighting?
Yeah.
No, Gyro's back right now.
Yeah, and you do have the Ags on this Weaver. Well, talking about the Weaver. You do have the Axon
Oh,
Weaver, so you have a
good.
save into the Chronosphere, but the cast range is, like, it's so pathetic that you need an Aether Lens on top of that item. So it's not like I get a 4200 awesome save on my allies. I also need a plus 2000 gold item to use it.
Yes. But it's only fair. Because
But it's only fair.
it's one of the best abilities in the damn game. Defensive time lapse on anybody. Like, what else is there? Like game-changing single abilities. It is on par with Chronosphere.
RP. I wouldn't even put Black Hole necessarily in the category. I think RP is still one of the better late game abilities with the Chronosphere. There's a time lapse in that category with Ags. That's pretty good. Maybe if it had like AoE time lapse,
Ooh.
like a very small circle that could hit a second hero. It could work as a helper or a griefer.
Yeah, reset somebody back to before he got healed. I've seen that happen with the cheese once.
Yep.
Somebody got cheesed themselves, got time lapse back to before he used it. That was crazy.
Yeah. Or the moment you buy back and you're like, oh no, I had 100 HP. That just gives me some eternal envy flashes right there.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Alright, well, Runa team is still 6k ahead with all the good things that had been going for them early on. Pack a punch. The funny fact is, the lockdown is quite limited on Kalmychata. So even with the Chen 25 Strong Dispel on Hand of God, it can help you
Another toss
basically
back.
release an ally from a rocket or something, but oh, Nicky cool, and Nesphere into the Chrono. Oh, the trees are flying in, and Leshrak's gonna get burnt. Smacked by a big-ass tree. Elberka with a roar. Rare God's down. Anko dead. Whoa, gets into this fight again a little bit too late. I feel like every engagement we see, Gyro is always showing 2 or 3 seconds after the fight has begun, and this time his allies were already dead. So he just stumbles upon a graveyard of allies.
Yeah, Gyrocopter 0, the World 2. Sad, but such beautiful tossbacks to start these fights with by Nicky Cool. This is the power of Tiny. This is why, you know, sometimes you can't afford to not even go for the damage route. You're just going to Yules instead. You spin in out in of these fights.
Yeah, Yules, Blink, Force Staff.
But
The
in
guy
this case,
who helps you set up fights, and now he's setting up and helping you kill them.
absolutely, because as we saw there, the tree volley was necessary to kill the Leshrac. Nesphere can't stand the heat. He keeps on stepping out of the kitchen.
That's 2 lanes of racks gone. They can't get megas. There's the tier 2 still standing in the top lane. So Kalmychata will have at least that much time to still get a team fight going. But that last fight was not even started by them properly. So Runa team could basically just unload whatever they wanted, see how far they can go, and still have a backup plan because they're not ready for the fight. Again, like the lack of the Gyrocopter in several of these engagements has actually cost them maybe even the game. It's not necessarily his fault. It could also be his allies' fault that they're placed in a position where the Gyro is constantly forced to react to, oh, what are my teammates doing kind of situation, you know?
Hey, what are they doing? They're getting tossed back. That's another screen that you gotta go. And like the Marcy has a blink dagger. Leshrac has a blink dagger. You don't.
Exactly. It's like the pub game classic of, we're never as 5. That's why we're losing this game.
Yeah.
And
Whose fault is that? Well, Nicky Cool, actually.
They're probably suspecting them to go top and push, but right now,
Look
they're
at
going to run
this.
into a
Grab him.
Gyrocopter
Come
walking
on.
outside of the base, and there's another toss back. Forces BKB, gets the Satanic, but that's going to be interrupted by the Roar, and he is out for the count. Pressure also for the Beastmaster. He can get another Roar if he wants to. Nesphere chasing onto Meshta. Bash, bash, bash.
Finally with the BKB on.
And onto
Nikki
the
Cool's
last thing
found
as
another
well.
one.
Yeah, another double toss back, just bullying Ethereal. Chrono. And I think that's going to seal the game. GG, well played. There we have it.
GG, well played.
Consequences of a laning stage. Cost when it comes to the scaling of these two drafts. And mainly that tiny build.
Yeah, but you do have to give Kalmychata credit here. The way that Lesh actually gets back in the game.
Edge in terms of the draft. They do have this void that needs to be filled again, since you're playing Abba who wants to build a Radiance, but you're playing with the Tidehunter cooldowns. Blink needs to be picked up on the Lion ASAP. So very item timing based lineup for Runa. While I feel like the Radiant draft is kind of free to pressure early. Centaur, Jakiro, Snapfire, all these three heroes, and then of course the mobile co-op you can activate on those side lane ganks pretty early. And there isn't like a super hard countered hero that the Timbersaw is going to be focusing on, except for the Centaur's a good target for him. I feel like they have more freedom to play this lineup no matter what the lane result is going to be, except if that Monkey King falls back too far, and if it is going to be a Battle Fury Monkey, like it's a carry, so obviously you'd like to resort to that farming. Nice happy face there on the minimap. But if it's going to be something like a Diffusal Rush Monkey King and they want to push their advantage, I think there's a limited window for them to play on their terms. Because if that doesn't work, then Runa team will get to their timings with the Radiance on Abba, and
It will become very hard to kill, that's for sure.
Yeah,
But
the game gets a lot easier for the Dire lineup to play.
I do see that opening for the Diffusal Blade Monkey as well. You could absolutely ruin, especially the sports games become so hard.
And what's a thing that the the Timber really needs is his early mana to use his spells. So if you get a Diffusal Blade going, there are heroes that are absolutely going to struggle with the lack of mana and maybe even the lack of mana boots on this lineup. Tide's probably like, I want space boots, Vlads. If they see the Diffusal, you probably already have your boots finished, so you're like, well, I can't go back to mana boots anymore.
I wonder
But
if they're...
we'll see what the end's gonna be. Actually, Monkey King's queuing up a Radiance, so no Battle Fury by the looks of it.
The battle begins.
Radiance on Radiance, okay. Fair enough. Pops gonna have to
That's
level up
a
Blink
lot of
level 1,
damage.
which is a very awkward start.
Yeah.
They're actually gonna
Girl.
continue poking with the Blood Grenade. Meanwhile, on the other side, on the river camera, Nesphere. Potential for a first blood here. Pretty cool, intervenes, and the Blood Grenade's thrown in, and there we go. Mechta will bring the first blood.
Very nice. I think overall you might still be content with this on Runa team, just with the Quap getting the first level in the Blink. It's pretty good news for Nikki Cool here on the mid lane.
Yeah, maybe the
Monkey
Timber's
King
gonna
bug.
get a couple out CS, maybe a couple denies. Already picked up one from the range creep. But I don't think it's a huge problem. If this was some other level 1 hero in the lane versus him, maybe then the Quap would be a bit worried about leveling up Blink, because then there would be no way to contest. But we'll get that level 2 relatively quickly.
God dang it. Trying to look something up, but the game on pauses and just tabs me back in.
Focus. You're locked in now.
Ain't no way out of this one. Ain't no way out. So on the top side, this is absolutely a kill lane. Snapfire plus the Centaur, enormous amount of burst. Once again, this Chen has to really watch his steps. Maybe less reach on it, but that doesn't mean that you're actually out of risk at any point at all.
Yep.
He can get run down.
Especially with that Lil Shredder leveled up on Snap. At least you got the Mind Stealer to burn away. Snap's abilities cost quite a lot of mana, so you can only have a round of like 3 or 4 spells, and then you're out of mana completely. So you do have to constantly bring in more extra regen. Flying over. Is that just a single mango? Yes. Actually, 2 mangoes. So, for rare gods. I was like, are you bringing in the courier for just 1 mango? Crazy.
That's a little extra. Door dashing yourself a single drink. So you're on the bot lane. Monkey King should be decently fine up first the tide. But on the other hand, especially right now, only the first level of the Jingle Mastery, it's really hard to lifesteal more life back than you're losing in the process of getting it. He's gonna be very careful with the tide.
If I do a bit of soul searching on Alberca and his Tidehunter, like back when he was playing with, I think not even the AS Monaco Gambit days, but like I think he played with, was it Cybercats and 9? I think it was Cybercats, which was the team he played with during the DPC's 2nd division, where he was stuck for quite some time. I don't think he ever made it to the 1st division during that year. And a team placed like in the middle grounds, but I think this Tidehunter was something that they could always resort to. Kind of a, I would say, bit of a no-brainer hero that always finds its place. It's never really a bad Tidehunter pick.
No, I think especially the addition of the Dead in the Water has made him very flexible, because that used to be the big trade-off, getting no disables on that hero, only the Ravage. And do you want to pop your big ults for a teleport or not, that sort of thing. But the Dead in the Water...
That is very good, actually, when you think about there's Quap, there's Monkey King, they both can't escape, and Alberca just blinks in and anchors you right away.
No, I absolutely want to see him focus on getting that shard at a decent moment.
He's almost... I think he might just die. The dot damage is too much for him to deal with. There we go.
The last tick.
Kraken Shell only dispelled something, but not all of it. Or blubber, even.
The blubber.
Yeah, it's so weird, like, because it's now it's in it, where it says blubber for the spell, and Kraken Shell just turned into this, this active ability. We're so used to just calling, like, oh, the Kraken Shell dispel.
I mean, he's one of the areas that I feel lost something from the inits. A lot of people got new cool shit, and he's just like, yeah, by the way, we split it up.
Yeah, we still have a couple of those heroes that are like, yeah, everybody got these cool things, and yeah, what we did was we just decided to split the effect from your ability into your init, so we'll just leave it there.
I mean, seeing him...
Sphere playing aggressive in the top lane, trying to get the scent kill. Good cookie stun from the Snapfire, but now they just turned their attention towards him.
With the damage.
And either you kill the scent or you kill the Snapfire, someone's gonna die.
Yep. And Esper has been doing a really good job in this top lane, really laying the hurt into Anku especially, but in general, the aggression with which he's played this game means that nobody has bothered till the end yet. In a lane that absolutely could have killed him twice by this point.
Yep, and that's another death on the Tidehunter down in bottom. Dies under the tier 2 tower. This Jakiro is making his life pain. The guy who got the first blood, so he got these early boots of speed. And curious about that sentry placement there, because he could have used it to block the camp. That was looking for a ward. Now he's looking for a solo kill on the Lion, but as soon as he sees that teleport coming in for the Tidehunter, he decides maybe it's time to retreat.
Yeah, not so fast.
Still sticking around, though. I know he knows that if Queasy's still sticking about, we'll have a chance to kill him. Ethereal, level 6. No mana for the Sonic Wave, though. Is it enough with the Magic Wand? No, he's still going to be a bit short, but it doesn't matter. Nikki Cool is dead, and Quap will be able to blink away. Queasy showing himself. Mechta on the chase. And just enough mana for a dual breath, a couple extra right clicks. Maybe it's enough. There we go. The Liquid Frost coming off cooldown. Extra impact damage. Smack down the Lion.
And if in the previous game we were saying that Runa team's lanes were taking over the game, here it's precisely the other way. Alberca, I thought for sure they were going to pull some waves for him, but can't really contest this monkey whatsoever. Dying too many times. And then on the mid lane, Nicky Cool surviving, but only up until this point, and definitely not stopping Ethereal's farm.
Well, they're running into a Jakiro at least, and Nicky Cole's going to get involved with this kill. Nesphere will secure it, and Ethereal not use the Sonic Wave to zone them back, but this is a risky moment here for the co-op. At least this Blink's coming off cooldown again, so Nicky Cole and the boys will call a bit of a retreat. Challenge the... Oh, there wasn't actually a stack on the hard camp, never mind. Challenging the stacks.
Nesphere really wants to put the pedal to the metal. Like, this is not even an early rotation through the portal. Of course, in this game, there's also not really anything to get through the portal. It's just him straight up walking all the way towards the mid lane.
He's really enjoying his time right now. Meanwhile, 3 versus 1, Nicky Cole punished. And Anko, he'll drop to Nesphere instead. So this, there's a Monkey King rotation into the top lane. Sure thing. Chen's just going to lead them elsewhere. Ooh, give himself for dead for Woe. Make sure that the Abba is able to get out. Monkey hitting level 6 first, but no need for the Wukong's command just quite yet.
No, for him there is plenty to get through a little portal rotation. This is... I'm starting to get worried for Runa team now. You're gonna have to wait a long time for this Abaddon to do anything for you. The Timbersaw is not having himself a good game. And Tidehunter, well, you're going to have the Ravage available eventually, but that's very much defensive capability, not offensive. And he's pulling waves for himself now.
Yeah, he's pulling waves, seeing the Jakiro down mid. They're going to trade a T1 tower so Tidehunter can get some farm. Not a favorable trade for him, surely. Now the Dominator that he's queued up will allow him to get that farm. He's got some catching up to do. Same thing for Anko on the Centaur, but he already has his Dummy.
Yep. With the Dominator, that also means that Nesphere can't really leave this top lane alone, because this tower is going to get taken if he steps away too far.
Yep.
Then again, if he doesn't step away, he's going to get hurt.
Dan's going to get jumped by Ethereal. Can use the Sonic Wave to push her back if they need to, but Chen... Oh, actually Ethereal also in danger here. Nesphere will get the kill on this Queen of Pain, but that is also borrowed time burnt. So Anko and the boys with that Stampede already used won't be able to chase this Abba further. And Nicky Cole instead is just going to work his way, trying to clean up that Warpine Raider. No such luck.
Ethereal just in a little too deep there. Jumps the gun.
Radiant are scanning.
I think you can definitely just let your Centaur lead there. But in the end, I think you're still going to get the top tower out of this. It's a shame that the co-op goes down, and especially that Nicky Cool gets to contribute to that. But your strategic goal still has been reached. And the Tide, with that late Helm's Dominator, does not have the time to do the same thing on the bot lane, so that's a free tower for you.
It is. Monkey's already coming back, so we'll be able to clean up this one. Him and his Radiance, he's 500 gold ahead of the Abba so far, in terms of that Radiance timing. Not a huge difference between the two, but that also means that that Radiance on the MK is going to pay off. Abba was going to go for it anyway.
Yep, and
Squad towards the MK. Cool, Wheezy. There's the Ravage. And Woe locked in with the finger. There goes your Wukongs. Actually quite lucky that he got the spell off and then died after, because then they won't have the Wukongs for a separate fight, or maybe even a tower defense fight going.
Yep, and this is actually a remarkably fast move. The fact that you get to have the Helm of the Dominator 3 minutes later than the game is Centaur, and your tower push comes in only a minute after his, that's pretty great.
It certainly is. Getting the boys rallied in the lane Skeleton Warriors go into business.
Boys. Yeah. I mean, the real difference is, of course, that the center is absolutely not threatened by the idea that Nesphere is around somewhere, whereas Alberca absolutely needs to be wary of monkeys falling out of the trees. He cannot play that bottom lane solo.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah, not that deep at least. I would like to see him go for the Vlads this game, maybe even just skip the Blink Dagger for now and try to group up with by just having the presence. Because
like
are you
the-
really making Blink plays with just the Timber Saw? Lion will take a while to get to
Hard
his as
to
well.
say.
Bane's gonna take the early engagement here. Nikki Cole gets healed by the
So
Chen ulti,
much
but there's
damage.
so much magical damage going his way. And they'll finish him off. Now chasing Chen into the trees. Whoa, landing up the stun. Ariel will secure this one as well. Quap taking first place in net worth thanks to that kill.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I don't know, Nikki Cool really got to taste the blade mail there.
Certainly did.
That is horrendous. It almost looked like he was taking more damage from his own chakram than the Corp was.
Yep. And also the bondage on Quap.
Yeah, exactly.
20% of all that damage that is being dealt inside a 1200 range to Queen of Pain is reflected back. So, Blade Mail on top of that. Blade Mail did suffer some nerfs lately, but Quap combining it with bondage still makes it feel like the old Chain Mail. I mean, Blade Mail that is.
I don't really see another way to build her. Absolutely the combination that makes her viable at all.
Monkey needs 800 gold for the Radiance. Abba's only finishing his money for the Sacred Relic.
He had to take another
Audience
base
is
trip.
chopped.
Nesphere not having as good of a time as his counterpart.
Yeah, they're almost even in net worth. It's quite fine. I mean, thinking about the fact that this Abba's been a part of 4 kills. Most of the time when I see Abba carry, it's like he's 0, 0, and 1.
But he's really had to get involved. I mean, that rotation to the mid lane, again, I'm still surprised he did that. It was a great feel for it. Absolutely paid off, but kind of wild. And game, I think we're going to take a breather here. Is this Tidehunter
Are scanning.
waiting for a blink? Still dodging at that Monkey King. 2 towers down in mid and top. So not a lot of easy pickings left for the Radiant side.
Yeah, I mean, they got to the point of this lineup where they can dictate the pace
Ethereal?
as the Radiant team. Yeah, he's got that haster and he feels like he can do whatever he wants right now. Luckily, there's no Purge creep because, you know, Jakiro's not as lucky as he is.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah.
The way their lineup basically works out at this point is they can make the plays and Runa will have to decide which fights they're going to take.
Agreed. Well, once that double blink is up, though, Nikki Cole's got his right now.
There will be screaming.
Probably see him attempt to cut some monkeys out of trees as well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Talking about a monkey being cut. Stampede.
Getting bullied.
Safety. Anko and Rare Gods also pushed themselves deeper into the lane. Oh, Nesphere's got no ulti, by the way.
He
10
does
heal
not.
is unnecessary, but there's still a Warpine Raider on him. 5 seconds for a siege shot. Rare Gods can just get in range for the scatter shot. Oh, misses
Yes,
it by a
it-
couple pixels, and now Nesphere's fine. He's at safe waters.
That could have been. He
What's
was
coming in? Ethereal for the snipe, maybe? Oh, I can't find him. Smart TP from Nesphere.
If he
bottom.
died there, he would have been so far behind on that
There's no finger.
evasion again. No?
Can he still do it? A lot of bursts from those trees. Yeah,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
this one's much cleaner than on the other side. Yeah, he's giving the tip for the Snapfire, like, my support's better than yours, and now Mechta
Dire's top
has ran into the Chen army. And the rest of the boys, Alberca will clean up a kill. Radiance is now up on the Abba. And I think There was also a, was there a blink also bought? The blink on the
Alberca?
Tidehunter. Yep, Sonic Wave comes out. Ethereal, he's caught into a Centaur stun, into the Hex from the Lion, into a Ravage as well. And just a little bit more needed. They perfectly lock in the stuns. And yeah, Runa team is again showing why they are better in team fighting than their counterparts, because that is again a ton of kills. Just like game 1 where they gave like 5 to 6 kills in a row. First they killed Woe, then they get Mechta, Ethereal, and Rare Gods. And nobody's dead on the Runa team side.
No, and especially the fact that they completely unload on a Tidehunter, which is, I don't want to say the worst target, because Nikki Cool is of course also quite hard to bring down. But Tide, probably worse, and they go for him with our whole chest. So risky. And now the Lion nearly has a Blink Dagger. That's going to be triple Blink. This Quap's game got so much more difficult right now.
You gotta get at least cautious about not ending up in a slump with a Queen of Pain. You don't want to stop your item progression. So maybe you do still have to force 1 or 2 fights, but just gotta avoid not losing your life. Anko has Stampede, but they don't want to use it on a Chen. S-Sphere also TPs away, goes straight back to the lane with more farm.
I mean, you have Max Scream on Ethereal. He really only needed that single level in the Shadow Strike to already give Nikki Cool a pretty hard time. He doesn't actually need to be the first one in all the time. He's gonna Centaur with a Blink, it's fine. He can absolutely play with just a little bit more chill than he's doing right now.
They certainly are. They're going to try and smoke up and hope to find some Runa team heroes. Lion can't afford to die right now with 40 gold short on that Blink. So, see if Alberca is greedy enough. Can he get back out in time? Has a Blink in 4, but it's going to be too late. Get locked in. Do as much as he can. Even use the Snapfire ulti for this and the Wukong, so they'll definitely put the hurt onto this Tidehunter.
No, I'm just watching Queasy not move a single muscle. He's one camp over being like, yep, yeah, that's very good. You're buying some space for that dagger. And he's got it now.
It's lovely how you have a core sacrificing his life for support, for him to finish an item.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that actually needs to happen, and it wouldn't surprise me if that's deliberate, because you could also put the line further out than the Tide.
You already have a bad game. Go have a worse game.
No.
Go out there and die. Man, these tier 2 towers are really badly damaged. Meantime, Nikki Cool 10 heal is not enough again, but Nesphere maybe with the chase. The Ravage comes out. Snapfire and Centaur both in trouble. Finger on one. Whoa, gets a nice stun of the backline onto the Lion, but the Hex is also out onto the Monkey, who does not have a Wukong's. Ethereal running in onto the Lion. Rare Gods is down to Alberca. He's quite far away from this fight, but Nesphere is on the chase for Woe, and this Monkey King will go down. Quap is on the escape, but Runa team able to capitalize on that Timber Saw dead. 2 core kills and a support on top. Another 4,000 XP change and a 2k swing.
Oh, that was...
You could smell the spikes of hell.
I was counting down that Blink cooldown for the Quap, man.
Well,
That was a very... Did you see, by the way, that Queasy got in the time to... because he has the Fist of Death. He got a slap in on the Monkey King just because. In the middle of all of that.
you know, that's actually value. Because that, even if it's an assist, he gets a Finger of Death stack for it.
Yep.
That's the funny thing about this facet, is that every time... yeah, there's a 3-second debuff, so if in that 3 seconds, enemy heroes killed of being punched, will add to the Finger of Death stacks. So, get those extra punches in. Oh, the Anchor's already up.
Yes.
Sphere still has an ulti to work with here. Ethereal is able to blink away. Mechta be left for this Abba. While another fight on the right side, trying to get that Centaur, which would have been the big prize. Nobody's dying so far, but Nesphere is chasing this Jakiro. hoping that the Radiance Burn is going to get the job done, but he can't catch up. How is this Shakiro so damn fast? Very surprising to me. He only has a Windblaze in his inventory. Meanwhile, Anko, he's dead, and Queasy getting hit as well by Woe, working on that Alberca Tidehunter, and he's getting shielded up. Another anchor is out there, and Abba's got no ulti in S-Sphere with Nikki Cool. They're stretching their limits. Radiance missed chances applied, but the Ethereal will get the kill in the end, and Chen will drop 2. Nikki will have to walk away alone without friends this time around.
Runa, if you didn't know any better, you could have thought that the teams were swapped right there. That is exactly the same kind of over-chasing fight that, unfortunately, the Radiant have been giving so many times this game. But now going in their favor, as that was a wild split. The Centaur ult making sure that Nesphere, without ult already, completely split off from the rest of his team. I don't know what they were thinking there.
Yeah, very close quarters and a long chase. It doesn't really work out for them anymore. Like, the moment they regrouped on that high ground position, Abba's not even nearby. They're trying to find a solo pick in mid. I think they're just relying on this Timber Saw, having enough burst damage to just blow somebody up really quickly, or if someone can follow up on it, say Lion has Blink and Finger. But just a bit of miscalculations, and there's already the whole team ready to greet them. But I did notice a nice change in Runa team's itemization. The Tidehunter opted to go after the Blink for a Yule's because he had Pipe queued up first, but the Chen is the one who actually finished it first. So I actually like this a lot, that the Chen, again, is going to be the big aura carrier, and Tidehunter can actually focus on staying alive a bit longer and setting things up. Because if he can't get in Blink range of Dead in the Water, can at least Yule set up on somebody to make sure that that anchor is going to go in, and the rest of the team can then follow up.
Yep, it really adds to the utility of their lineup, which has been quite limited. It's really just the Lion doing all of the heavy lifting there, so I do think that that's a very good adjustment as well.
Yep.
Really leveraging that anchor for as much.
Whoa, gives a nice amount of vision, and also the Cliff Ward here. Up on the back line, Lion is caught with the Monkey BKB running Queasy down. There's the Stampede to follow up for some extra kills. Nesphere, Chen ulti is also unleashed. Alberca has a Ravage ready, but they don't get a chance to drop a good stun. Maybe now. Oh, another follow-up stun, and he just doesn't seem to get it off, and now he finally does. Woe is isolated. Monkey dead, and suddenly they are running on the side of Kalmychata. Matched up. Focused by Nikki Cold, Alberca right next to him. It's another kill, and Anko is being slowed by Queasy and the rest of the gang. Looks like a third kill will go their way, and from here on out, they could maybe continue pushing maybe 1 or 2 towers, or maybe even Roshan could be on their sights.
Tower and a Roche, I think so. And man, you pump all of the damage into the Runa team lineup, and the only kill you get away with is a Lion, and he immediately buys back. That's rough, because for a while there, I thought they had them broken. I thought they had him on the run, but instead, the Tidehunter gets to wait out the BKB there on the Monkey King. And once the Lion comes back in with that double stun, that fight is over.
Yeah. Big game changer.
Really great buyback there.
They didn't go for any towers. They did have to push out the top wave again. There was the Centaur Dominator creep trying to finish the top tier 2 tower. They already lost the mid tower because of Rat. They don't want to give another tier 2 away because of the same reason, but now fighting again. No Ravage for 60. This is a dangerous position to be in, but they got Woe in the back line. What a read from Runa to find the Monkey King, and without ultimates, they can continue pressing on.
I mean, it's one of the most fun ways to play the game. Honestly, just build enough burst damage that when you find somebody, you can just take them out immediately, and then you're always 5v4.
They were fully pincered in that situation, that there was no real right for this Dire team to actually win a fight without Ravage, without Chen ulti, without Finger.
Yeah,
and Queasy on his current dieback status He's the one to find the monkey in the back, and him and Nicky Cool just make sure that Woe doesn't get to do anything. And the fight's already over. The tower goes down, and Aegis is being taken. This game has gone really far south inside just 3 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say sideways, so I guess south is over to the left.
I'm just looking at the graph. It's literally going south.
Heavy bet. And now Queasy, like, he just had that blink dagger that the Tide sacrificed himself for. Got a 4-staff on top. And another find.
Timber Ags took this Jakiro from 80% to 5. Bit of an explosion.
Just a little bit. Another setting up on top here. 1, 2, what? Not 3.
Easy. Nope, not going down just quite yet. A lot of regen coming in. Ethereal has no mana left. Nesphere and Nicky Cool, get the Quap out of the way. They spent the Stampede for this. Nice blink dodge from the stun of Queasy, and Nesphere almost found the Centaur. Dire Scan doesn't catch him either, so they're just going to continue going on with the push onto this tier 2. Alberca also finds Woe, and he's trying to force his speed kibby. All he needs to do right now is just make sure that this Monkey King is not coming back.
I wonder if we gotta hand an MVP award to just this Essence Ring on Queasy. See the amount of times that he saved his own ass with that when after the initiation.
He even Kiryo'd it up, so it's 312 max HP and a magic wand heal on top. So technically Lion has like 2k HP.
Pretty good. Till the end's making good progress on the Greaves as well. I'm not sure how you're gonna scale up enough in damage, especially Woe here. He's got the Skadi queued up right now, and of course, like, going versus the heal as we watch.
Casual Centaur found.
Yeah, just casual Centaur found. Like, you need the Skadi for the Abaddon matchup, but at the same time, they're already not doing enough damage here, and the Quap has Ags. And these Runa team heroes are just not dying.
Not doing enough at this point. Abba's hit a point where this hero is really difficult to deal with. And all of these auras, man, honestly, I don't think we're going to be seeing this Chen on Runa team for the remainder of this qualifier. I'm wondering why teams are not just straight up banning a Chen player's hero in the first phase and thinking that they can play against it, because experienced teams, or experienced players at least, when they have a Chen player in their lineup, the whole dynamic just changes. How many times has a Lion survived because of that too? Like, it feels like the perfect save, the perfect item builder for the team, and it makes everybody look good.
No, it's true. And again, enabling this Tidehunter to go very heavy utility now as well. Nothing more is asked of him. He can just go for his own survival.
In the true meaning of the word, a Chen is a support.
Yeah.
Does nothing more and nothing less.
Look at how far these waves are forward now. Cool, cutting all the way at top.
They got a Croaker with them as well until the end. in the Chen army, because he's got the Holy Persuasion upgraded shard.
Now,
15%
the only question is, of course, how is Runa going to take high ground? Because the way that they've been winning these fights by just jumping somebody and deleting them immediately is the high-risk kind of play that we don't really see on high ground pushes anymore these days. But
if they find Ethereal here, that's going to be your ticket. Tidehunter blink on cooldown, but Ethereal just blinks right into them. This is your high ground ticket. You got your answer, Kips.
Oh, man. And these are the kind of pickoffs that precisely for that reason you can't afford to just give away. This Aegis was gonna time out. You would have weathered the storm. Sure, you're 15k behind, but this is a lineup that doesn't really push base all that well. Well, now you've got the army marching in without any bouncing queen screams. And
And
look at
this,
that
just
jump.
Ness, I was thinking about the same. The moment Nesfear sees a hero, I would not be surprised if he just blinks straight in, because he had that nullifier. So yeah, there goes matched up. Wheezy is dropping his tranquil boots down on the ground. I thought there was some bigger item that's being dropped there, but yeah, for regeneration purposes. And I dare you, just look at that buff bar on top of any Radiant hero that is nearby the Chen. Like, for example, that Lion's got like 8, 9 ongoing buffs for himself. The buff bar is running out of tools that Runa team has.
No, this is real Chen gameplay. Very highly interactive.
Sure is. I can hear you smiling though, because I know how much you like Chen and a lot of stats and a lot of this and
Yes.
that. And this game is providing for you.
Dire's top tower
No, it is. It's an absolute brick wall.
The funny thing is, if you're trying to fight outside the base, there's water outside the base, and then they're gonna have the Riverborn aura active.
And they're coming from behind.
Or Air Gods is just trying to desperately make it out. They're not dealing enough damage onto any of the heroes right now. Maybe the Timber Saw could be a good target for focus, which Anko and Woe are going to try, but they've run out of that initial burst. 2 heroes already dead. A third one's about to fall, and Quap is being targeted. Ravage on the backline onto Woe. They're taking 2 separate fights, splitting their cores all over the place. It's taking them a bit longer to finish them off, but it's also making sure there's no proper team fight. And there you have it. Runa team will secure a spot in the upper bracket final and in the top 3.
Yeah, and looking very deserved here as well. I do think that that part of this is not just to Runa's credit. Like, they play